So let's check the damages here. Yeah, okay, main character is totally screwed over. I can still shoot, but this is skill 40. So I can still shoot, but I'm crap. Not a problem. Can't. If they sneeze at me, I will die. Can't fight or shoot, so he's a healer only. $20, $30, nothing special there. Pirate's eye patch. Game more to talking. 12 to 16. That chainsword. Is it better than the chain axe? Is the question. We'll have to check that. What's this? Adrenaline war boots. At the start of the wearer's turn, they gain 20% dodge until the end of the round. Not too bad.
The divine watches over us.
Hand flamer. 13 to 21. That is actually quite powerful. So I think the sister could use that, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, flamer it was. Flamer. That's heretical. 13 to 21. Okay, so we finally got. Let's see, what was the damage here? 10 to 16. Got a new one there. So are we giving this to you? 4 to 18. Who is getting this? Oh, we'll give it to her. Come on. Now we just need to remember that she actually has the flamer. She can start with it.
Do you require?
The Emperor sets my path.
Let's try it out.
Blessed is Von Valencia's bloodline. Let us walk this path to the end.
So let's get out of here. So with that flame, we would actually do quite a lot if we get a lot of enemies in the same area. because that was a lot of damage. So compared to the other hand flamers, they didn't look like much. But this one will, like, could probably kill an entire group in just straight off the bat. Just burn them. Got more loot over here. But if we can't go down there. Yeah, I'm just stacking all kinds of injuries on main char.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Oh my, this place has so many colors. Every shade I can imagine is floating in the air.
Alright. Under the floor, you can see the remains of the void ship's life support system. It seems that whoever dismantled the vessel decided just to leave it in place.
Colors, you say? Next she'll be asking us to take her on a tavern crawl. Spare me.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
See that?
The machine god grants the insight.
Stuck to the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutrients. Starch.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
The menu system of the Adeptus Amasecus looks eerily similar to the designs of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cognitator left over from ancient times. Okay, that's information awareness.
Accomplished.
The upholstery of the dirty sofa moves slightly. A soft hissing can be distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture. It spawned out the side of the wall. I thought it was the fan.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. Gordey Skatov. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Not just someone, it's Lord von Valancium himself. Yours is an ancient and glorious line, your lordship. A number of magnificent structures built in your ancestors' order both for defensive and decorative purposes remain in the Sacros sector. They keep your dynasty's memory alive despite the fact that it no longer since focused its endeavors in a different sector. Even I was unaware of such details, and I have spent quite some time studying the chronicles of our noble bloodline. Allow me to introduce myself, Gordey Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes just like everyone else before you. Well, alright, here's the story of Gordey Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion. The history of the Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds. Until one day, oh that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into the possession of something quite special. Here it is, my undoing. This is a authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read, please tell us more. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into a glorious palace and temples. Massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses. The archivolts of the exterior arches. The elegant arrangements of balusters. And the interior. Polyphoras 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long. Cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of furibundus and use it to brighten the halls in the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas relief and statues. Hydra blinks sleepily, barely suppresses a yawn, and starts looking around with a bored expression. Keep listening. I apologize, I got carried away, but you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when I was young. My young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give it my life just to see its incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction or warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. In real space-time. Of course, for me, it was much less than that. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then, after all those years, having spent all my savings, I reached my dream. And what did I see? A dump in a place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. It's been a dozen years since I came here, and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I had suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such sorry state. It is like stumbling upon the horrible, decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allowed of his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and then waste the remaining half of nothing on nothing at all? So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? Most likely. Most likely. But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remaining of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. Phenomenon. That's the closest I get. Phenomenon? There we go. It would be curious to observe if other places have taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over a dozen years I have spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A shippered message scattered throughout its pages, taking the form of a riddle. It describes certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creator. What if this riddle leads something? A wondrous discovery? I will gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles? Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his leg. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Tell me about the places these riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of this district and into the void toward the neighboring asteroids. Only a couple of its spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the catch survived after all those years, it is there somewhere. The destroyed bridge in the shadow quarters may contain cache left by the builders. The second location is the lantern of the great cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just a nave of the former little cathedral. The Liege entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The great cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the chapel of Saint Durus Drusus the Warrior. Chapel of the Saint Drusus the Warrior. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. I must take my leave. Good luck to you. Okay, so we just found this fellow here to talk to.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
The decenter used to contain a sheep amasek, which for the sake of attractiveness was obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent. Are they... Is it the smell of perfume or something that
Know your duty.
makes no sense to me?
Rough day?
You have no idea.
I just might. That's the second bottle you've downed.
Jai Hidari. Falco sends his regards.
And what does that unholy scion of a Grox and a Brahan want from me this time? Oh, wait, I don't really care. My sole plans for tonight are drowning my grief in a sea of Amasak.
We'll give you grief, all right. Get out!
Don't think so, Ashmag. And tell Falco to come himself next time.
Hidari, I am tired of your mess. Out! Get some sleep. We'll talk about settling up later.
Okti Shireen, light of my eyes. Can't you see my soul is full of sadness? Have you no heart at all? Let go of your material concerns and let me grieve in peace. Have we met somewhere before?
Yes, we have.
Greetings, Shireen. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Road traders, Hinto von Valencius.
Von Valancius. My deepest, humblest regards, your lordship. I never would have imagined I'd be standing at the bar, in the Amasekus, next to an honest-to-God Emperor rogue trader. Jai Hidari at your service. Professional trader, shrewd commercial broker, and, may he steal my tongue if I'm lying, the most honest dealer on footfall. Nonetheless, we all have our problems, and at times even one's many merits aren't enough to solve them. Perhaps it would be no trouble for a person with your kind of power and standing to assist someone with my kind of predicament. I have heard a great deal about how open-minded the members of the von Valancius dynasty are, and Lady Theodora especially.
What do you need help with?
You see, Shireen, there's one cardinal rule on footfall. Anything goes as long as it doesn't get in the way of business. I'm someone who's been able to exploit that rule to the fullest. And in recent years, I've hit it so big, I've become a speck of sand in someone's green eye. They used to throw small wrenches into my dealings here and there. Well, now they've decided to really put their backs into it. Some rats stolen my cargo and dragged it off to the seediest part of the Shadow Quarters. A crummy place even for connoisseurs of footfall's unique atmosphere. When I asked the Leech for protection, we had a mutual misunderstanding. I believe Vladimir, in a most lamentable fashion, has forgotten his duties as guardian of the downtrodden and wronged. So I'm in desperate need of a new one. And you, Shireen, fit the bill perfectly. All I need is for you to drop by one dark corner of Footfall Shadow Quarters and pound it into the thieves' heads that taking Hidari's property carries certain risks.
Commerce test. Succeed. Yay appears. Jay appears to be a serious operator on Footfall. The Leech's refusal to help means the loss of a potential ally. So Ye is encroaching on his turf. If Vladian is not responsible for the disappearance of Joe's cargo, he will certainly benefit greatly from it. Okay, so if the Leech is neglecting his duties, I shall become your patron.
May the Exalted One bless you and your progeny. Then here's what we'll do. We shouldn't be seen together before we make it to the safe house. I'll head there first. I'll take my own special route so I won't be spotted.
Okay.
Right. Here, that's where those ashmags are keeping the stolen cargo. Out the bar, over the bridge, and to the left. There in the depths you'll find a small courtyard, through which you can get to the place. I'll be waiting nearby. You can come when it suits you, but the sooner you do, the better. I'll see you then, Sherin.
Okay, let's see here. Goods.
This explorator is blessed. Let us walk this functional gate.
Welcome to the Adeptus Amasecus, sir. What can Octavia get you, Amasek? Lou? Something more interesting? It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum of Footfall shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you. And here you are, in the flesh, in our humble Amasecus. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. What is this place? You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amasecus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. I'm Octavia, I serve drinks, lend an ear, and when it comes down to it, quite the rowdy ones. Folks usually come to the Amasecus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what brought you here? I have business here. Where better to do business than Footfall, am I right? Business is the only thing keeping this melting pot going. If this wasn't the best place on to make deals, Footfall wouldn't have been stripped clean long. If this wasn't the best place to make deals, Footfall would have been stripped clean long before now. One asteroid at a time. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in the talkative mood, and I don't see anybody paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. About that woman that started a gunfight up at the bar. Why are you so interested? You looking into her or something? Apologies, sir. Me and my big mouth. I guess this isn't why they broke my jaw so many times. Yay, you know, Yay is pretty great. She's made a name for herself here on Footfall. She's a woman who came from nothing. She follows the unwritten rule of this place. She doesn't walk all over weaker folks, and she drinks like a fish to boot. There's a lot of respect. There's a lot to respect. The sad thing is, it looks like she's got on the wrong side of Vladian. And since both of them, well, I guess all three of us, have ties to the Kasbalika, there's no way out of this. Ye should get off Footfall while she still can. Better to lose her business than her life. How things here on Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station. Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy going on safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the leech makes sure that the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening on the void outside Firibundus, and that not all ships are making it here. And the Leech old patronage don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taken a toll on Vladaeum's authority. And his authority wobbles too hard. He'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. Give me the latest. This one might interest you. A tale I heard from tipsy Voidborn from a cargo barge. They excited the warp halfway between the Firibundus and the Averos system and came upon the shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the inevitable Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She was bound for Footfall. Her cargo holds brimming with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it could be quite a lucky find. Here's another tidbit for you. Some poor sot was here brawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact and once they docked at Footfall, he immediately went on the run. No surprise there. Had they discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. I don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship served on the ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale Run. She passes the 100 Dreams Crossroad and Landgren's Belt. If you happen by that area, you might want to look for whatever that is you shucked overboard. That will do for now. Okay. It's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of that local hooch. I'll be going. Until next time, sir.